Hello, Team 6-1 Social Studies students. This is Mr. Bush, and this is a screencast with information for Wednesday, March 17th, Thursday, March 18th, and Friday, March 19th. As we go to finish this week with Alexander the Great, we will go back into the charcoal black colored folder for week 8. And we started in Wednesday's folder with a couple of assignments introducing Alexander the Great. Inside of this folder, there was a quick warm-up question that asked for students to think about what made Emperor Qin an effective leader and what made Emperor Qin an ineffective leader, and to also give me one example of an effective leader that they know from their life. It could be somebody that's famous. It could be somebody from their own life, a family member. It could be a coach. It could be a teacher, somebody that is an effective leader. So students were asked to respond to that warm-up question as well. After they have done that, and we discussed it on Wednesday, students went back into Wednesday's folder, and they watched the Alexander the Great video, which was linked in through Edpuzzle. So that is this link right here. This video is about 5 minutes long. Computer is being slow. So students will watch this video. There are no questions to go with it. So that video will introduce Alexander the Great, talk about some of the good things he did, some of the things that might make him a more ineffective leader as well. And finally, students went back into Wednesday's folder for the Alexander the Great document analysis. So when they clicked on this, it should have opened up a chart that looks like this. Now, 2 of these examples are done because on Wednesday and Thursday in class, we did a couple examples together. So over the last couple of days, we've done Plutarch together and we did Michael Wood together. So for each source about Alexander the Great, students are thinking about the focus question, which was Alexander the Great really great? So for each question, they will think about when the source was written. Do they think this author is reliable? Why or why not? Using when it was written and who wrote it. The third question is, does this author believe Alexander was really great? Yes or no? And then textual evidence, a quote to support your answer of yes or no. So you can see here that the sources are color-coded. So, for example, Plutarch is the first one. He's that navy blue. So this reading matches up with him. And just like all the rest of the colors, the texts are color-coded. So hopefully that will help match up the text. So we did Plutarch and we did Michael Wood. We wanted to do a primary and secondary source. So Plutarch, students went through and they identified when Plutarch's document was written in AD 90. They also looked to see what his job was. He was a Greek historian. So we as a class, and this came from my 8th period, said that his source was written in AD 90. And they said yes, because Plutarch lived around the same time as Alexander. They found it reliable. So students can put yes or no there as long as they're explaining themselves as to why. And then after reading, students said that Plutarch did not think he was great because Plutarch said that Alexander put 6,000 people to the sword or killed them. We also did Michael Wood. So if you scroll the whole way down to Michael Wood, we identified that he was an archaeologist and historian. This was a secondary source, so he wrote this in 1997, only 24 years ago. So students put that information in the chart. Michael Wood did not live at the same time as Alexander the Great. They did say that Michael Wood thought he was really great because he endured at least 21 wounds as he was fighting, so he fought through that. He looked very heroic. And then at that point on Thursday, I had students continue to work individually on finishing the other 4 documents. So really that was the expectation of Wednesday and Thursday, was to finish this assignment and submit it into Schoology. The final step of the week is to take that chart. This is what students are working on Friday in Friday's green folder. The Alexander the Great letter assignment. So when students open that, it will look like this, and it says you're going to write a letter about Alexander the Great. You approve whether he is a good or bad leader. You'll be using your notes gathered from class video, worksheets, and our discussions. The assignment is that you are a general in Alexander's army. Many people love Alexander, while others think he's a villain. You are to write a letter home to a family or friend, a friend or family member, to argue your point of view of whether he was a good or bad leader. For full credit, be sure to use at least 2 pieces of evidence from the Alexander the Great document analysis, so the chart. So if you think he was really great, then you're going to be using a couple quotes from your yeses. If you think he was not great, you would be using some evidence from your no's. So for full credit in this product grade, students will write that letter up pretending they're a general to a family or friend member and telling me why Alexander the Great was really great or why Alexander the Great was really not great, and using at least 2 pieces of evidence. So students are working on that Thursday into Friday. The 19th. I will also have Google Meets open on Friday the 19th from 11 to 12, answering any questions about the chart and or the letter. So if you have any questions while you are working on Friday, please feel free to email me or join me on Google Meets. In the meantime, I hope to talk to you soon, and I hope everybody has a fantastic weekend. Bye, everybody.